Hello and welcome back to Survivor Social, the Survivor podcast where we discuss Survivor with a focus on the social elements of the game. I'm Cara, and today I am here with my co-host Tori. Tori, how are you doing today?
I'm doing really well, Cara. I'm always so excited to
Good.
talk to you about the episode, and it's just nice to be here. I love Thursdays.
Yeah, it's so fun. I'm excited to see if you have any new thoughts or the same thoughts because you also did the after show yesterday. So you've had a lot of time to think about this episode.
I have, and you know what's hard about doing the after show is that, it's right after the episode. And yes, I take
Mhm.
notes, and if I'm hosting, which I did last night, I'm writing down questions that I think would be fun to talk about. But after a day and you give it a chance to marinate, I kind of sometimes think either oh, I should have said this and I don't know why I didn't, or
Mhm.
some of my opinions change, like you were saying. So
Okay. Well, it's perfect that you're here now so we can talk about all those things that you didn't get to talk about. And we do have a special guest joining us in a few minutes. He'll be here soon. We have Sami from Survivor 43, so stay tuned for when he joins in. It's going to be a lot of fun to talk to him. But before we get into this episode, make sure to like and subscribe to Survivor Now on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram at Survivor Now Podcast. And just a reminder, we are live right now. So if you have any questions, comments, send them in the live chat and we will get to them throughout the episode or in social hour later on. And hello, the Gemini type. Nice to see you in the chat. They said, I don't know how you podcast right after the episode. I'm too overstimulated to think. Yeah, honestly.
it's kind of nice in a way because it's fresh in your mind, and you get to just yap about all these things that just happened, and you don't really forget about anything. But it's like I said, sometimes it is a lot to think about, and it's oh dang, I should have said this one thing that I just thought of. I didn't think about that right after the episode. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's kind of win lose in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see it kind of being overwhelming, but also fun because you do get to immediately talk about what just happened. And this was such a good episode, too, I feel like, to talk about right after it aired. So let's get into talking about it.
Okay.
This episode, it starts with, we're seeing Kyle leave and Genevieve's talking about how she made this connection with him and trusting him. It felt like home to her. And this was so nice to see because I feel like on 47 with Genevieve, she very much at the beginning was like, I don't want to make those personal connections. Like she wasn't really doing that. And then we see a different side of Genevieve, right?
Yeah, that's actually something we did not talk about on
Mm-hmm.
the after show. I'm glad you're bringing that up because, yeah, I really loved it. I love this authentic Genevieve. Not that we weren't getting an authentic version of her in 47, but you're right. It's a different side of her. And since we all were so sad to see Kyle leave, I mean, I guess I'm speaking for everyone here, but I do feel like he's such a lovable guy that also made it even more emotional. So knowing who she was talking
Mm-hmm.
about and seeing her, have some tears there. It was kind of I don't want to call it nice, but it was kind of nice in a way.
Yeah, it was like a nice human moment, you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
And then after we see, she says how she's starting to feel guilty, thinking about how the game moves forward now that Kyle's gone. And is it okay to start thinking about that? Like, he just left. And I feel like that's so fair. Like, the game doesn't stop just because someone is gone now, you know? You still have to keep going now, course correct because your close ally is now gone. And we see that with Q when he's on the beach thinking about Kyle having just left and how they had a 5-person alliance. Now it's down to 4 and who they're going to bring in. And, we see them bring Rizzo in and Q starts telling him about how he lost a vote. Do you think bringing Rizzo into this alliance was a smart move for them?
I love this question. And I asked it on the after show last night. And so obviously it's one that I was thinking about. And my personal answer was that I don't think it was the right move right away. Like I personally see myself, like I guess I'll put myself out there and think, what would I do? And I see myself as kind of an observer, right? Like I'm outgoing and I like to talk to people and I do think I'd be making like good connections, but I think, and maybe this is easier said than done, but I do think that especially with somebody I haven't seen play before, like Rizzo, like nobody
Mhm.
season 49, I think I would take a step back and see what this guy is all about, what he's doing. Because I do think that they were noticing, like, okay, yes, like I understand like the urgency behind like trying to pull somebody in right away to take the place of this amazing ally that you just lost. So I get that. But then also like they were realizing later, like, I don't know about this guy. Like they had some doubts about Rizzo. I don't
Mhm.
know if that speaks to him as an alliance member, or if they were just kind of like, all right, this is annoying, but we can work past it. I don't know. So all's to say, I don't know if it was a great idea for that reason, and because like they just don't know how he plays. Like they don't know what kind of schemer he is. So he could easily be a person that finds out about their missing vote, their lost votes, and use that against them. Like they don't know how he
Yeah.
operates.
I mean, they have 2 people in that alliance that don't have votes, which isn't really good at all for them. But I agree. I think maybe they could have, like, taken it a little slower with bringing him in on everything. Like, they didn't need to jump right into it. Like, Kyle just left, you know? They could have, like, waited a little bit
Yeah.
and, like, build that relationship, and like you said, like, see how he is, because it does change. Like, we see later on when they're working at camp and Rizzo's like, "I don't wanna do this," like, and they're getting annoyed that people aren't helping around at camp, which I thought was so funny because I feel like in the most recent seasons, we haven't seen camp life really be a big part of, I feel like, people's decision making and wanting people to stay around. And I mean, maybe I'm wrong in not remembering this coming up, but I don't remember it being like that important in most recent seasons. So it's funny how it is kind of like important on this tribe for them.
Yeah, you're so right. I actually was listening to a podcast earlier where Sophie B was being interviewed, and this conversation came up about like, oh, what do you think about Rizzo not doing any work? And she did make a really good point in saying that like in this really fast-paced version of Survivor, like it's 26 days, which a lot of the people out there aren't used to. So in this like fast-paced game, like
Mhm.
things can change on a dime. Like you don't know how long you're even gonna be at this camp. Like she was saying, like in her season, she was obviously on the disaster tribe, but then there was a tribe swap, and she got to enjoy all of the hammocks and all the comfort that another tribe won, and she didn't do any work to get it. So like you could do all this work to build like the best camp ever, but at the end of the day, like it can be totally like stripped away from you, and then you're left with nothing and you're back to square one. And same thing, like Tyson was saying on the podcast, like same thing if you're voted out. Like, why would I want to do all this work for somebody that's just going to maybe vote me out tomorrow? So I don't know. I kind of see
Mhm.
both sides. Like, I do have kind of like an old school mentality where it's like, I don't care like what you're doing or like even like why you're doing it. Like, show me that you have some sort of like a work ethic for the greater good of the people around you. But then I
Yeah.
do also see Sophie's point as well.
Yeah, that is a good point that it is a quicker game now where I feel like you do have to focus more on actually playing the game versus surviving in the elements, you know? So I guess it depends, but I guess you could also just like pretend you're helping, you know, just
Yeah,
to
exactly.
show. Um, but yeah, let's see. Vasoda said, I felt like Rizzo's mentality wasn't the best. I know he doesn't want to work, but it just came across as a little bratty.
That I
And
think that's what it is for me too. I think
yeah.
that person said it better than I kind of did, where I was kind of like, I have a little bit of like an old school kind of like work ethic, I would say. Like, yes, I can be lazy too, but I just think like I don't want to come across as a person that just like doesn't want to work or expects things to get done for me, I guess. And
Mhm.
so I do get that like yeah, like everything can be taken from you, but what if it's not too? Like what if you end up staying at this camp? Like can't you
Yeah.
contribute to like comforting not only yourself but the tribe mates that you're trying to like impress and get in with? I don't know.
Yeah, and it is a good way to build relationships with people too. That is like quality time building things and like going out and fishing or starting the fire. I feel like that's a good time to make connections with the other people on your tribe. And I think if that was me, I think I would feel bad if everyone else is working and I'm just sitting there. Like I would feel like I would need to do something. So I
And
can't
even
imagine
like
just
you said, like even if it's kind of like at least like look like you're doing something. Like at least don't be
yeah.
like, oh, I'm gonna look for some dry firewood or something like that. Even if you're just gonna go walk or I don't know. Like at least dress
Yeah.
up and doing
Pick up some
something.
sticks. Yeah.
Yeah. And I know, like, I get also, like, there's so much back and forth with this conversation. And it's actually, like, it was like a small thing, but it's really, like, kind of a bigger thing when you think about it. Like, it's whatever. Like, it is like a big energy suck. And Abraham said that too. He was like, you have no idea how much effort it takes to go walk around the whole island, collect enough wood to keep a fire going. Like, it's just such an energy suck. And then, like, by the time you get to the challenges, you're too exhausted to compete. So like there's also
Mhm.
that aspect of it where it's like, yes, I want to work and contribute around camp, but I'm not trying to like exhaust myself.
Yeah, you gotta have that, like, even split of working, resting for the challenge. But before we get on to the next topic, this is the perfect time for our guest to join us. So, welcome, Sami.
Guys, I'm so sorry I'm late,
It's
You're
all
good.
but I am so excited to get into the nitty-gritty. I'm so excited about it.
Yeah,
oh, we're so excited to have you.
so excited.
Do y'all
Are
do y'all feel
you
like are y'all as like I feel like people are I feel like people came out to the show and are just like th- they just let all their guards down. Like I can't I don't know, bro. I'm very excited to get into it because I disagree with a lot of what's going on. I can't lie.
Yes. Okay,
Ooh,
I love an adversary.
okay.
Like I'm excited for you to like give us all your hot
Yeah.
takes. Really
Yeah, I got a lot. I'm gonna pull the card of like I'm gonna give you everything about why I think XYZ is. I mean, I'm excited. I'll let y'all go whatever direction you want to go, but I'm excited to be here.
Okay. Well, you joined at a great time because we were just about to get into the Christian of it all. And
Okay.
this episode was very Christian heavy. And it
Yeah.
was very funny because today when I walked into work on the radio, they were talking about Christian and this moment when he, went to the bathroom. They played the clip on the radio. And I was like, this is so weird to hear
Oh
about Survivor in the wild. And this was such a funny moment, I thought, and I kind of felt bad that they were focusing on it so much because I feel like this isn't something you would want on TV. Um, but it was also funny to see Joe narrate this moment and how funny he thought it was. I feel like this was a lot of personality we got from Joe.
Yeah.
So, what did the two of you think of this moment with Christian, with Joe?
Yeah, I mean, it was
Sammy, go
probably
for it.
awkward. I thought it was really awkward. Part of why I thought it was awkward though is like you can actually see Christian get genuinely frustrated to a
Mhm.
certain degree because like I'll have a lot of people ask me all the time like are the cameras on you all the time, are there always cameras on you? Yes, there's always cameras on you, and you can see him actually get genuinely like he's obviously like a little bit agitated with pooping his pants and whatnot, and then he literally goes to tell the camera person and he's like, you don't want to see this, trust me, you don't want to see this. That's when he finally turns away because like they always are following you, even if you're going to the restroom. It's at all times, like never stopping. And so I thought it was hilarious because like I don't think anybody better than Christian this could have happened to. I don't know if you guys agree,
Mhm.
but like when his reaction, he's like, I'll get back to you on that. It's like, bro, that was so fun. Like I thought like they made a moment that should have not have like in any other season that probably wouldn't have been in the show because like we all poop our pants all the time. But it was Christian, so you had to include it.
Yeah, and the fact that they even blurred out the back of his pants, I feel like just made it even better.
It really
Yeah.
did. Oh my god. Yeah, no, I was saying on the after show last night that like I do feel like it's a hit or miss for me when they show like kind of like real situations, like not gameplay, not really anything related to Survivor,
Mhm.
but just like real people moments, real human moments. But this was one of the ones where I was like, how could they not put this on? Like it's
Oh my
Christian.
gosh.
You're right,
And
Sammy. Like
guys, it's like I think coconut is good for like your antioxidants and whatnot. Like it's good for like your bowels and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But when that's all that's in your bowels, yo, I mean, there is so much like controversial. I feel like yesterday there was messiness on messiness. Like the poop was just the start. Like we're getting into sour coconuts. You guys, are we being actually serious? Like sour spoiled coconuts, and we're making it like mystique. Disgusting. Oh my gosh. Yesterday was maybe the most disgusting episode in Survivor history.
I don't know, apparently it tasted like lemonade.
That was crazy.
Oh, listen, I don't like I don't want to take away from the poop scene just yet. Like there was a lot to get into with that. But let me just start by saying this, okay? Let me just start by saying this, guys. I I want you to understand there is no amount of hunger or taste taste whatever that is called, lacking of taste or whatever, that will take away from the sheer human decency of not drinking something or eating something expired or spoiled. I will never understand that, like, from the bottom of my heart. I'm telling you right now, you could be dying on your deathbed. If sour coconut hits your lips, you're waking up, like, straight up. I do not understand that at all. Like, I never will.
Yeah, that was that was another crazy moment on this episode for them to just be passing around a bad coconut when there's probably other ones out there that are good that they didn't need to be doing all of that. Um, but
Like, unbelievable.
I saw Savannah say that Ozzy was giving them a lot of coconuts while they were out there, and, like, I guess it is like a natural laxative or something, so she was like, kind of sabotage from him.
I can see that, bro. I can see. But the thing is, Savannah, like you, this is your island now. Like with Savannah, it's like this is now her
Mhm.
playground. Aussie, I don't know if Aussie's been there in like what 7+ years or like 8 years or so. So
Yeah.
it's interesting. Like I want to say this. Like I think it's very interesting. Part of the reason why I feel like the season's come out and been so interesting is the different mixes of new school, like all the new era people are people that were impactful on their season or obviously like won or went far, right? And so it's interesting to see like this new era like playground go into what the old survivors have been so dead set on doing from like as time has gone on. And we could get into like better examples of like where I feel like people are doing this, but you can see it happening where old school players, or when I say old school, I kind of mean pre-40, right? Pre-40 players that know how you're supposed to play the game, that know you're not supposed to come out and be like domineering and be so dead set on uh we have to do things my way, are honestly like, you lose that as time goes on in the game, as the days go on. I think a good example of this was, and sorry, you could just cut me off. I don't want to take this in a direction that we're not supposed to go
No?
in.
What?
But I think a example is like Chrissy, right?
Mhm.
Like Chrissy is somebody that in her first season was very like always in the know, always social, always on top of everything. Was like one of the main people that was like, I remember specifically like Cole, right? Like on top of everybody, like making sure, hey guys, we need to make sure that we're on top of it with Cole. We can't let him go find the idol. So much so like she like ran and like held him back, and her tribe was like in favor of that. And somehow Cole was the one that was in the wrong for going and running to grab the idol when Chrissy was the one that like grabbed him. But now you see it to where Chrissy knows coming into this game, okay, I can't be too mother, I can't be too like domineering over everybody. Let it be 5 days. Not even 5 days have gone by, and she's starting to get on people's nerves. Like, that is what I think is so fascinating about season 50, is that everybody was the character of their own story in their season, but now it's intermingling with other people. And it's so fun to watch because it's like, Chrissy, girl, you're not here to run a salon. Like, what is she even referring to, Jonathan? Where it's like, this is becoming our problem. What is she even talking about with this hair? I don't even know what that was about.
Yeah, I actually thought it was
But
interesting that Dee, like, was really mentioning Chrissy and how, like, she's being, like, too much of a mother when on 45, Dee was aligned with Julie, who was, like, the mom of, the tribe of the season. So I thought it was very funny that this time she's like, I don't really like that. She's kind of annoying. So, and even Charlie mentions like that he likes to work with an older woman, but this time it might not be able to work out because she's rubbing people the wrong way. So it's interesting how relationships are different on this season and how people come off.
I do think like with Chrissy, it's kind of with what you're saying, Sammy, where like there's all these big personalities out there. And so
Mhm.
all these people that were like the stars of their season, like some of them don't really have like a place. So she's probably wondering like what can my role be? Like it can't be like the main strategist. I'm obviously not like the biggest personality because coach is here and like all the other people are here. She's like, what can I do to make myself useful? So I bet that's like part of why she's leaning into kind of like the motherly role. Now, I do think that the way she goes about it, I can't like put my finger on it, like why she's different than Mama J from 45 or why she's different than Maria was for Charlie. Like, I don't really know. It just is like a bit of like a personality difference. Like, and I do think that those people came out there and like acknowledged like, yes, I'm a mom. Yes, I'm older than a lot of you, but that wasn't like their entire personality. I don't know. I just feel like Chrissy's making it that's like the main person that she is out there, I feel like.
Yeah, and I think that like both of you guys spoke. Listen, I want to ask you guys a question, okay?
Okay.
I want to ask you guys a question. Like I want to be hypothetical here. Let me ask you guys a question, okay? Like, let's say you guys are out there playing Survivor, right?
Mhm.
Um, I feel like in a lot of ways, what type of person do you guys specifically feel like? And don't answer this the way you think I want you to, because I'll don't worry, I'll always find a way to make it relate to what I want it to. I'm great at that. But what type of person do you guys feel like you guys would relate to the most? You could say a person or like a type of person. What type of person do you guys feel like would make you feel the most like comfortable if you guys were playing the game of
Hmm.
Survivor?
I think realistically for me, it's like if I'm being honest, it's like a Charlie or like a quieter, but like a quieter person that I could like strategize with. Same with like a Camilla, somebody like that, where they're more like they seem like they're more low key, but I can tell that they're like kind of doing their thing. If I want to be like who I really want to like be like and who I want to like be able to relate to, it's like D. Like D is like the person I'd want to play like. So I'm sure I'd be drawn to her as well just for that reason. But those are kind of the types of people. Like people that are like close-ish to my age, like somewhere around like late 20s, early 30s, somewhere like that. I feel like, yeah, and like quiet strategists.
Mhm.
That's what it is for me.
Mm.
And Kara, what about you? What about you?
Yeah. I think like the type of person that I would want to play with is someone who is maybe like a Rizzo, like a more outgoing type of person who has like that strategy type of mindset because I'm more like quieter, so I would want someone who is louder than me and like that type of person. So yeah.
And let me ask you a little follow up, right? Like is that because of the game, or is that because you feel like that's the person he's the person that you would get along with the most, like you would relate to him the most?
Yeah, I think I would get along with him. I think it would like a Rizzo type, like a Charlie type. I think those are the types of people that I would get along with the most out there.
Okay, so I love the way that you guys answer the question, right? Because I think that it really speaks to why people make the decisions and the choices that they do within the context of the game. So like Tori, you just mentioned like I don't really know why like with Charlie, Chrissy is so much different than Maria was, or with Dee, she's so much different than Julie. I genuinely believe a lot of the reason is because when you play the, and obviously I can't speak to somebody that's played multiple times, but when you play this game the first time, all you're doing is looking for the people that are going to bring you the most comfort in the situations in time, like in the times of like despair or in the times of difficulty that you face in the game. Because at first it's really appealing and really sexy, maybe a bad word, but really appealing to go with the people that are the most like seemingly on top of it. So like the person in my season, her name was Ellie, right? Ellie is somebody that all my season I'm like, oh, she's on top of it. But then you start getting more towards, all right, this is all that the Survivor social game is, right? Who do I like being around? Like, who do I genuinely enjoy being around? Like, who are the people that I like actually can stand to be here with? And that starts to become way more important as the game goes on in the early stages. I think later you get in the game, it becomes a lot more of, okay, who can I work with towards my end game? But in these early stages where you're like, dude, we have 20 more days of this, I am not going to be able to sit here and listen to, like, I can't sit here and try to like think about how often I am lying to Joe. Like if I keep lying to Joe, if he's gonna like freaking come after me
Mhm.
every time. And that's why I think it's so much different for those two players, like for Chrissy specifically, is everybody's coming into the season trying to fit the bill of Tori, this is basically what you just said. Everybody's coming in here trying to fit the bill of like what they feel like they need to do. And like you said, she's finding her role. With Julie and Maria, that just was their role. She wasn't trying to fill a role or trying to fit anything. And I'm not by any means saying that Chrissy's being inauthentic or that she's not doing things the right way. I've met Chrissy in person. She is an amazing person. It simply is, though, just like, what are these players looking for to comfort them at the time? And for Adi and Charlie, they're around so many other people that they might have been more aligned with their first seasons. This is not going to work this time, like genuinely. Because it's all
Yeah.
about who makes you feel the most comfortable, who makes you feel like your game is in lubrication with their game. I'm using all the crazy words today, but you know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Yeah. No, it makes sense for sure, which I feel like actually makes this vote out of this episode kind of shocking compared to
I
it
agree.
like, the fact
Why
that
do
it
you say
wasn't
that
Joe
though?
was kinda crazy, because I feel like they all said they don't like how Joe plays, they don't like how he the honest integrity, how they have to basically work around Joe and how he wants to play the game. So why not just vote him out? This was a
Well,
perfect opportunity.
I think that part of it had to have been, and I said this on the after show too. So if you watch both shows, I'm sorry. I repeat myself sometimes if I do this. But I do think part of it had to have been that, yes, like he is kind of annoying right now to play with, but they know like exactly what they're getting from Joe. Like he's not
Mhm.
much of a strategist as much as they are aware. Like they didn't really see him be a strategist. They don't know anything about Savannah. And I
Yeah.
think they can probably already see a little bit of like why she won her season, and they know that she did win. So, like, for that reason, I feel like she's scarier. I don't know.
I
Sure.
hated when she said that, by the way. I'm not gonna lie, Savannah, girl. I like, hey, you won and I didn't. And I respect the hell out of that. Like, listen, $1 million in her bank account. The reason I was late to this podcast was because I was at work. So we got two very different backgrounds when it comes to that. I did hate that she said it though. I did
Mhm.
hate that. I think it could have came up in a different way. Maybe they were just pressing her about it and she just didn't feel like lying and keeping up with the lies or whatever. All good. I think that the main reason why she went out over Joe was because the words Savannah left Sari Fields' mouth. And that is that is the nail in your coffin. If her words out of your mouth, and why Sari would have made that decision is I actually do think that Joe is a lot easier for the whole crew to be around than last night showed. And that doesn't mean that Savannah wasn't. It simply just means that I think Joe last night, it was a big hammering point of why it's eventually not going to work out for either him or Devins at the end of the day. Because I like, and, you know, if I could give my 2 cents on this specific issue, which I guess we found today in the exit press that was like a bigger deal than it showed. I gotta be honest, I'm torn and I'm conflicted because I love Rick Devens. Like, if I could have, if I had a 10-hour car ride and I needed somebody to passenger with me, and we're going to Bucky's and we're having a good, I'm taking Rick Devens with me. All at all times, Rick Devens is passenger, or he's the backseat because passenger I can't look over, but backseat I could do that little dad thing in the rear view where your dad used to look at you. Um, but he did get caught in a lie here, guys. Like he did get caught in a lie. And we
Yeah.
can't say that Joe being keen to finding that is his own fault. Like, with that being said, how do you guys feel about this whole thing? Because I feel like if I was Rick and Chris or everybody else, I would be irritated by this loyalty and truth thing. I would be. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
Yeah, and we even still see Camilla talk about it, how, like, she didn't like that on her season, and now, he's here, but I feel like I feel like the whole thing with Rick and Joe was, like, an awkward situation where I'm sorry.
So good though. It was
Rick
so good. It
obviously
was
didn't
so
wanna
good.
be in this alliance with Joe, but it actually all really just came from Savannah whispering to him before he walked away, which was, like, not the thing to do, 'cause that was it, and obviously Joe has, like, PTSD from Kyle and Camilla, so he's on edge
Right.
about anyone
And
talking
listen,
being in alliance.
I agree. I push back on that. By the way, I push back on Rick saying it's Survivor. You guys have to agree that you're going to see people whispering. I know what he's trying to say there, but not when he's at ease. I'm at ease, soldier. Listen, he's like, hey, anybody want to go get water? And then I'm like, yeah, let me just go whisper real quick. No, that's not how it works, bro.
No, that was a bad look for him right before, and then the way he handled it when Joe asked him was just, like, even worse, so,
It's so bad.
yeah.
It's so
So
bad.
bad. Oh, it's so hard to watch. Oh, it's so bad.
Like, I like a direct moment once in a while. Like last season, we saw Savannah go to Christina and be like, "Who are you voting for?" And I loved that moment. But I just feel like you have to know when to be that direct and when it's going to work in your favor. Like, and in this case, like Joe didn't really have a reason to be like so direct and be like, "What were you whispering about?" Like, you can like just kind of pocket that in that moment and be like, that was weird. They were whispering. Let me see what Rick wants to talk to me about. And then maybe I'll circle back to this weird thing that I saw and see if it was anything. You know what I mean? I just feel like you could be a little more subtle in that moment, especially when it could have been nothing. But I was so confused by how Rick handled it. Like, I'm with you guys. Like, he was so bad at lying, first of all. And I also like Rick. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I like him as a player. I like him as a person. I don't know him as a person, but I feel like I would like him as a person. Excuse me. But yeah, like I didn't get his lie. I was like, you were talking about making an alliance with him, and now you're lying to him and like acting all uncomfortable. Like, what was that about?
Yeah.
And like so the thing about this season that has like made it, and this is like I don't know if people, obviously the players wouldn't agree with this, but like I'm just gonna say it how it is. Like I feel like the part of the season that's made it so fun to watch and so great is two things. Everybody's playing really hard. But here's the problem, guys. Everybody's playing really hard. Like it is 5 days into the game. It's 5 days into the game. And you should 100% for 26 days give it your all. I believe though that giving it your all looks different in a lot of ways, and doing it in a smart way and a bad way are two different things. I'm gonna name drop because I'm not afraid to name drop, and I'll resume check you if you feel like we need to go back and forth. But we've got players that were playing really hard and are great personalities. Like we got like Rome and Say and like those kind of people. Are they good players? I don't think so, to be honest. And that's part of the issue I think that's happening with people on 50 is they're coming out and they're playing really hard, really fast. Because and you have to. There's 24 of you guys. We're fighting. I mean, is Angelini even on the season? We're fighting for attention with you at this point, guys. Like I understand it. I completely get it. But I feel like that's been a little bit of the issue with people is they're starting to attack things in ways that they wouldn't have they wouldn't have dared do it on their first season. Like they wouldn't dare bring it up that way. Like Rick Devens in those early days of Edge of Extinction when he got voted off and had to go to the Edge of Extinction, was never this direct of a player. That changed him, right? For good. And I think, I want to go back to I want to go back to the whole like Colby being a dad thing. I kind of want to go back to that because that was an interesting moment with Rizzo, who I actually kind of have like, if I had to rank the players on like where I feel like their social games are landing, Rizzo is like one of the top for me right now. And that's because, you know, I think in those moments of camp, when it shows people like sitting around and people doing nothing and people like, not really talking, like honestly, I would probably argue that Tiff is playing a great social game right now too, even though we don't know much about the game that she's playing early on. Because when you're, I think she might have even said this like in the confessional, was like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm letting these people, I'm letting them do their thing. That got to me is that's a great way to play the social game, because like you are letting other people determine, and you're letting Rick Devens talk himself into a little bit of a hole. You're letting Joe talk more about himself being a little bit silly. You're letting Chrissy, you know, coming around and start braiding people's hair when nobody wants them to do that. Those are the social games I think are being played right now that are great. It's because you have to let other people show what they're not great at.
Yeah, I
Like
love
like I don't know, like I'm curious to know, like, do you guys feel like the quieter players that we haven't heard from as much are the players that we might like be seeing a lot more of like down the road?
I do feel like that's like a Survivor edit thing that I don't know if it's like a new thing, but it's definitely something that's been happening in recent seasons. And like the first one that comes to my mind is season 47. Like we did not know Genevieve for the first, like, if you guys remember,
Yeah.
like 3 episodes, we had no
Yeah.
idea who this girl was. And then she came out guns a-blazing and started to be this like insane strategist, and she was like the star of the season, and now she's on 50. So I do think you're onto something, and I have kind of thought of that. Like we haven't really seen Charlie, we haven't really seen Tiff, you're right, we've hardly seen Camilla. Like that whole like little trio, like I'd love to see more of them because I do think that's like a power trio. But yeah, like to answer your question, I do think that some of the quieter players are really going to kind of like emerge a little bit later in the game, especially when they decide it's time to make some of these big moves that are necessary to get themselves noticed. And like to
Mhm.
your earlier point, I do think that, well, like especially like in the new era, I do feel like building a resume is like so crucial to people, and everybody wants to do these like big things. So I do think we're gonna see like big move after big move, and like people are playing really hard, but you're right, there are 24 players, and it's kind of necessary in these 26 days to kind of like really come out swinging. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I think we'll definitely, especially with the tribe swap coming up, I think we'll definitely see a lot more people that we haven't really seen pick up the gameplay with, you know, them getting to be with new people and what just happened with the past few tribals. So, yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. And there was a comment that I wanted to bring up that they said people aren't clocking that Devins got caught in a lie and then tried to blame it on Joe's game approach when the fact is he got caught, which, yeah,
I'm seeing a lot,
he's trying to
guys.
blame it
Guys,
on Joe.
I'm seeing a lot of Joe slander, and I'm seeing a lot of this is obnoxious. And I'm the most, guys. I'm the most like, I don't know why I don't go into the career of being like a judge. First of all, because they make $500 million a year, but also because I feel like I'm genuinely the most like I can see it both sides, man. Like what is that? Yeah, what's that political? Independent? I don't know what. I'm so independent. Like I can see it both sides, guys. And I'm watching this as a Rick Devens fan, and I'm looking at this and I'm like, dude, I don't know what the show's trying to make me feel, and like if they're just giving me a 50-50 ball right now. But I'm looking online and a lot of people are saying, sir, that was a genuine red flag. And if Joe sits there and doesn't ask Rick about what happened, and Joe's the one that gets voted off that night, how does Joe feel about his Survivor experience that he went home?
Mhm.
Oh man, that could have been something, but I guess I'll never know. Maybe I'll just ask Rick at the finale what that was all about. Hell, absolutely not. Why wait until you're already voted out of the game to start confronting and asking. And also, by the way, I didn't think that the way that Joe asked Devins about it was particularly uh I didn't think it was too what's the word? Gosh dang, guys. I'm coming up with the words like lubricant and sexy, but I can't come up with simple other words. I didn't think the way that he asked him was too abrasive. I didn't think it
Yeah.
was too crazy of a way to ask. I think it warranted a simple response from Devins.
Yeah. It did, and I feel like he could have just been upfront about what it was, but obviously he wasn't. And I had another thing that I was going to mention about this, but I can't remember it. So I want to ask your opinion on another kind of rivalry that we are seeing between Coach and Ozzy.
Yep.
We see at the reward challenge, they say Kyle's gone, and Coach is like, yes, Kyle's gone, but I want to set the record straight. And he he says he wants to get far in the game with a shred of dignity. And I want to know, are you team Coach or are you team Ozzy in this situation?
Let me just say, Ozzy, Suri mentioned that Ozzy's social game was not great. I disagree with that because I think Ozzy is, again, the social game to me is just whether you're enjoyable to be around or if you're less enjoyable to be around. And Ozzy's proven to be enjoyable to be around thus far. And I
Mhm.
think he's added a lot more to the season than I thought he was going to 2 episodes in. With all that being said, I don't know. I'm always team Coach. I'm all like, I never won't be team Coach. Like, did Coach cheat? Maybe he cheated because why was he allowed to get on a boat and get back to whatever? Um, you know, like I'll always be team Coach. With all of that being said, if we want to go back to the OG original situation that happened, that's causing the controversy, I gotta be honest, Ozzy, you understand, you get that nobody is obligated to listen to you, bro. Like, this is not like, it goes back to the whole what's the point of Survivor thing. Why on earth would I, as coach Benjamin Wade, go back and say, guys, Ozzy got the key off fair and square. I could have grabbed it, but I did not want to out of respect for him. What does that tell your other tribe mates? Okay, Coach and Ozzy are pretty cool. They're pretty close. There's a duo that we don't want to get together. Let's vote Coach off. Like, I I thought it was great. I like, yo, genuinely thought it was so funny how they turned like an emotional, tender moment of like, oh my man, Kyle's out of the game to like, hey, by the way, yeah, I'm so sad to see Kyle leave the game. Hey, by the way, Ozzy, this is the same coach that you always knew. I was like, oh, that's so funny, bro. Like, yo, like the editors, let's just switch the music real quick. Like, let's go a little bit more, controversial. Like, I thought that was hilarious. I'm definitely team coach because I when it comes to this whole argument, I should say. Um, but I think it'll be fascinating to see both of them duel it out if that's what it comes to. And I think all the other players would love for that to happen because it's two more people that are going to dig themselves holes that are not themselves.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I'm overall with you, Sammy, that like I don't think Coach cheated. He didn't do anything wrong. And like, yeah, like that's just it. There's nothing more to say on the matter. He didn't do anything wrong in the challenge. He won. He got his supplies for his tribe. And you're right. Like, what if he came back and told his tribe the truth? Like, Ozzy got it, but instead of grabbing it, which I could have done to get you all supplies and make your lives easier, I decided to do the honorable thing and
Right.
let Ozzy have
He
it.
Which
You didn't have to mention that
coach's
part.
response could have been great. Coach could have come up with something amazing that made him sound like a saint or savior somehow. I'm sure he could have done it regardless, but you know.
However, I do think that like nobody cares, and like coach bringing it up is just like it's making it worse. Like if he could find a time later, like when that came back up, I don't know if Ozzy were to say something later, and then he could then use that opportunity to say like, okay, hey, let's talk through how that went down, because in my mind, I didn't lie about anything. We all know Coach isn't really capable of that. He thinks that people just care about it and are thinking about it a lot more than they are.
Right.
Like I
Yeah.
said, it just points to the fact that this is coach we're dealing with. He's worried about himself. He's thinking about himself. He thinks everybody's thinking about him.
Kara, I'm curious to know your thoughts though on like not to be a teacher and keep asking a bunch of questions, but like I'm curious, Kara, like do you think that people on 50 will be given more of a pass because of their known tendencies than other players would be? Like if again, this speaks to the whole thing of the season. Like if coach was not coach and he did that at a challenge, he would be an easy vote off for any tribe. But do you think that the
Mhm.
other players are giving like players passes for like how they know they play?
Yeah, I definitely think so because they know this is just how these people are. So it's what you expect. Like if it's on a season where it's all like new people where you don't know them and someone did this, that's a completely different scenario. And like Tori said, I kind of also just think no one really cares about it. Like I don't even think Ozzy cares that much. I mean, I'm sure he cares a little bit, but like I feel like he wouldn't care if Coach didn't keep bringing it up to people, you know? So I do think that in this situation, they are letting people get away with things more than they would if they didn't know them previously. Because it's
Right.
just how they are.
and
And you
and
know
I'm
that.
fascinated. I'm fascinated to see like I guys, and this is why this is I mean 50's been great for a ton of reasons. Like, but another reason why I think it's been so great is that I don't think that the vote outs that we're gonna see and the actual people getting voted off the island are going to coincide with the same traditions that Survivor usually has.
Mhm.
So like somebody like Coach, coach is a bad example because coach is coach, and that's just how it is. Somebody like Chrissy, I actually think Chrissy's a scapegoat for somebody that could be voted off, and they could easily vote D off first out of that tribe.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like they could easily go with somebody that's like the same way they did it this episode, where it's like Joe is getting on our nerves. Let's vote Joe off. No, no, let's actually vote off Savannah, who it seems like people are a little liking a little bit more. That's exactly why we need to vote her off. Like I think this season is so much more complex than other seasons for that reason alone. As like the social game, which the social game is going to mean a little bit less than strategic game. When I am always a proponent of the social game. I mean, I think your social game is your survivor game. This
Mhm.
season, I think strategically they don't coincide as much as they have in the past. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on that, but that's kind of what I'm seeing.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense because I feel like the social game kind of like it already exists. Like these people already know each other. Like they're not really building that many new relationships because the relationships already exist in past seasons they played just meeting each other at events or whatever. So I feel like they have to work a little less on building those relationships because they already have them. And it just brings a whole different vibe to the season, and it definitely changes the way that people play because these things already are established and you already know these people, whether even if you just watch them, you already know them. So you could also change how you are with other people to fit how they play, kind of like
Mhm.
what they say with Joe, like they know how this is, so they have to kind of change themselves to fit around how Joe plays. So it completely changes it, in my opinion.
I feel like the social game in this season is going to be more of a long game for a lot of players. And a good example of that is the introduction of the boomerang idol,
Mm.
because I think the way that a lot of people are using it, like, it will determine future relationships. So, um,
Oh
like,
yeah.
like with Christian and Aubrey, for example, which I'd love to
Mhm.
talk about that too in a sec, because I have a lot of thoughts on, this boomerang idol in particular and Aubrey's whole situation. But I think that that's a really good example because Christian, I think, is thinking less about the fact that she might be voted out, although that might have been part of his thought process. But he did say like she's not going to go tell anyone. So he, like, I think in a way sort of like thinks he can trust Aubrey or thinks he
Mhm.
can work with her. And I think that he gave it to her to ultimately hope that they're going to connect down the road and that Aubrey might want to work with him. So I think that the social game will develop over time just based on some of these like maybe like new advantages of just like the way the game is played overall in this new era and in season 50.
Yeah. And also, like, I don't know what Christian's relationships are outside of the game, but it also was kind of giving that maybe he's already friends with Aubrey, and like that could be someone that he wants to build a better game relationship with. I don't know. I don't know if they know each other at all outside of it, but that was what I was kind of getting from how he kind of decided.
Yeah, and I would love to talk about that because I think it's a genuine relationship between the two of them because I don't
Mhm.
think Christian has any reason to believe, as I'm, I don't think anybody has any reason to believe that they know where how anybody is going to get voted off or like how the tribe dynamics are at all. I don't think anybody that's not in the tribes knows anything about any of that right now. And I don't, and obviously, we know as viewers that it looks like it's a great thing that Aubrey got the idol because she's in a really bad spot in her tribe. But I don't think Christian looked at it that way. And I would be I am actually somebody I'm just kind of throwing out hot takes to be honest, because it's like easier for me to do that than to like say what I feel like is actually gonna happen. And because I've hot take, it's like, oh, it's a hot take, like I didn't really mean it. But if I'm right, then I'm right. It's like, oh wow, great
I
job.
love it.
But I think the hot take here is that I actually think that guys, I think Aubrey is in a better spot than Genevieve is. Like
Oh.
which is like Genevieve might be playing one of the better social games on the island right now. So like, why do I say that? Well, I'm actually asking myself that question right now. But like, no, I think that Aubrey is obviously she's struggling with how the game is.
Mhm.
Or at least I should say she's the only one that we've seen is struggling thus far with how the game is. The reason I think she might be in a better spot than Genevieve is that this tribe is, obviously we're going to get a swap, so not all of it's going to matter. But this tribe is full of a lot of wishy washy, imploding players, in my opinion. I mean, we have got Q. I think Q would flip on Genevieve and vote out Aubrey in a heartbeat. I think Colby would attach himself at the hip with Q and do that same thing. I think Rizzo would do the same thing. And just because the tribes are swapping does not mean that the dynamics are not. And I think Aubrey might benefit from the swap and having different relationships on other sides than Genevieve might. And I kind of just I don't know. Do you guys feel like Christian and Aubrey can be the new duo that kind of like start to like command the way things start to go? Or am I just getting ahead of myself? I don't know.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Like Aubrey could have more options in a swapping than Genevieve could. And I could definitely see that happening. I think Aubrey does have a lot of options. Like she's played a few times. Has played with some of the people that are there. So I think that definitely helps too. Um yeah, I could see that for sure.
I also think that, and I don't know how much like a player like Aubrey, like I don't know how much other players are thinking about like the last time that she played the game and how she played the game because she's played 3 times. But if they are considering pretty heavily like the way that a player played the last time they were out here, which in Aubrey's case was 38, she didn't do that well. Like she kind of like disappointed a lot of people in a way and like real like I don't know, it just like wasn't a very it was a disappointing performance. I don't know how else to put it.
Mhm.
And that's the last time we saw Aubrey. But the last time we saw Genevieve, she was kind of like steering a lot of the votes and she was kind of like the strategic mastermind of that season. So I think for that reason too, I think Genevieve may be in more trouble than somebody like Aubrey if it were to come down to the two of them in like a tribe swap, you know?
Yeah.
You guys ready for this? Look how much better I'm about to look. Oh,
Oh,
snap.
that's right.
Oh wait, yeah, sorry.
Wait,
Okay,
we're
so
under
guys,
the
it's sorry about I was traveling and whatnot, but it, something you guys just kind of like I don't know if you guys are just agreeing with me or if I'm just like rubbing off on the smarts, right? But I would say that these I don't know if Billie Eilish is actually watching Survivor or not, because like have we seen the story post or anything yet? Probably not. But
Mm-mm.
I do think these advantages are very interesting based on the way that you want to play them. Um, I am completely blanking on who got the first one.
Genevieve, and she gave
He
it
gave it to Ozzy.
away to Ozzy.
Right. Okay. So it's interesting to see the contrast. I don't think Genevieve wants to or cares to work with Ozzy, and I think that she probably thinks Ozzy's one of the first to go out of his tribe. Genuinely,
Mhm.
like she just wants the idol. With Christian, I thought it was completely different. Like Godspeed. That was goaded. Goaded moment, by the way. Godspeed,
So
Aubrey.
good.
So awesome. He's so awesome. Um, and so it is very interesting to see like the different ways that people are gonna play these. I'm curious to know like what is what are people's plans beyond where we're at in the game right now? Because a lot of people that are on their respective tribes are really gung ho on their tribe, like as it happens in all Survivor seasons. But I don't think that that's going to hold very well at all, especially when you start to like mix the relationships that start to come into play. One of those that really surprised me was Augie and Suri. Um, not and it probably shouldn't have surprised me, right? Like them having the history that they have. I guess I was just really to the point where and by the way, if I don't think it was a bad move of Ozzy to give her the extra vote at all. I don't think that was a bad move. What are your guys' thoughts on that though? I was surprised to see that be such a for Ozzy for Sari to say Ozzy was her number one. That surprised
Mhm.
me a lot.
I mean, I don't think it's bad that he gave it to her. I think that was a good way to like prove to her that like I want to work with you. And like at the end of the day, it is just an extra vote and he has an idol. So it's not like that crazy of a thing to pass on to her. And I also like kind of the same thing with the boomerang idol. Like sometimes the better advantage is just knowing where the advantages are than having them yourself. Cause this could just take heat off Ozzy in the future, him not having this extra vote and maybe people finding out about it, versus now Suri has it. That could be something against her if that wanted to be used. So I don't think it's bad that he did that. I think it was a good trust building moment for the two of them.
Yeah, I think it really is. And I do think like just to touch on their alliance and their choice to align so closely together, I think that it's kind of like, at least at first, and like this giving up the advantage might change this dynamic, who knows? But I do think it's kind of better for Sari than it is for Ozzy, just because like she
No.
has a person that's always going to be a huge target alongside her. And especially when it gets closer to the merge, she can always use the age old, argument of like Ozzy's a challenge beast. Like that's what he's known for. We can't let him win all these immunity challenges when it becomes an individual game. So let's get rid of it.
Serious question: should she run for president?
Like that.
Like
Absolutely.
like like like
I
guys, I'm like I, we all. If I ever was in any situation where I'm playing a game with Sari for any amount of money, she is my first person that I would want to get out of the game. And yet she goes on time and time again, and she continues to be as great as she is. Like, at this point, I do need to experience it for myself. At this point, I might vote my mom out over Suri. I might. I genuinely might. Like the way that she manages to do these things is like we can't like if you wanted to deny it in the past, you can't anymore. There's too much proof. There's been too much proof, but now there's even more.
Mhm.
It's like it's like the teacher catching you cheating on a test and showing you a video of you using your phone, and you're like, that was fake. And then the teacher somehow pulling out years later a video like an actual video of you saying I was cheating while I was on my phone, and you're like, dang, I didn't even record that. I didn't know where that came from. Yo, Tari is incredible, and so I don't want to like, man, I don't want to get too negative now, and too like crazy and turn in a different direction than we need to go in. But I just got to thinking, like as we were talking about the greatness of Suri, and I was, wondering when she's gonna show up on my ballot. We talk about the poopy pants at the beginning of this, right?
Yeah.
I want to know like who do we feel like is doing the poopiest right now? Like
Oh
who
my
do we
god.
feel like is in a is in a little bit over their heads right now? Like socially, like we can still love them as people. I'll be the one. I'll take the heat for us guys. I'm just curious.
Well,
I
first of
mean,
all, before we get into that, I just want to say, like, what you're saying about Suri, I said it on the podcast last week. I said it on the after show, I think, again yesterday. I've said it like every single podcast we've had so far. That like I don't know why Suri's not getting voted out. Like she was the clear option in week 1.
Jenna was smart, right? Jenna is like
yeah.
Jenna.
Like, she just
No,
said
she was
She
not.
was
the wrong
she was
spot,
out there week 1, and then this week no one mentioned Suri, and she
right?
basically leads this vote onto Savannah.
She
Mhm.
is.
And
She has magic over people. Like she's doing some sort of voodoo. I don't know. But anyway, I just thought I'd throw that out there. That I would 100% agree with you. But I don't know, Cara. Do you want to answer Sammy's question first?
okay, I feel like from what we've seen and like at least in this episode, I would have to probably say Joe because it seems like he's rubbing people the wrong way, and I feel like he just even if he wants to play with the honor and integrity thing, like I think he just needs to drop it publicly, and just have that in his mind that like I'm being honest, but these people aren't, and just I don't know. Who do you guys think? I feel like from what we've seen,
I mean, that's a good. That
Joe.
name definitely comes to mind when you ask that
Right.
question.
Yeah.
But just to kind of say somebody different, and this might be partially because we like have hardly seen her, and all we really have seen it's like been a nothing burger. I'm gonna say Angelina maybe, just because like
Oh
she's a
yeah.
lot smarter than first of all, she's a lot smarter than she was given credit for in her first season. But I do think, and I also said this on the pod, I feel like I'm always just repeating myself, but I do think like she's become almost like too self-aware and she's shutting up too much to like really be playing the game. And like people are either like not gonna notice her and she's just gonna be like a goat, like lowercase goat to bring to the end eventually, which is obviously not a place you want to be in. And like on top of that, not only is she like not saying a lot, not really building a lot of relationships, she's just kind of like off to the side. She's also like not helping out around camp. So the one thing they have noticed about her, like Hugh, I think called her a statue yesterday.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was really funny. But I mean, she's gonna need to do some more in order for me to give her some credit here.
I have to
Yeah.
agree.
That was a good one.
It hurts because it's like I do understand this. I literally just said like 20 minutes ago, like being quiet and like letting other people domineer and run their way through is, in my opinion, the way to go. That's how you have to navigate when you're on a season like this with big personalities. Your personality can and will come through in those confessionals over there. Does not need to happen right here in front of everybody because that is where you start to rub people the wrong way and bug people. With that being said, I've said with that being said so many because it sounds so smart. You know what I mean? Like
It does.
it sounds so good. Like it sounds so like it sounds like oh my he's really about to get onto something here. With that being said, I do think with Angelina right now, and because she's my answer too. She actually was my answer as well. I'm having a hard time putting all the pieces together, and I'm trying not to just like because I know not everybody wants to get into like post like the press and like all that stuff like that. So I'll try to keep my opinion strictly to what we've been shown on TV. But are you guys and then as soon as I say that, I'm gonna go off a little bit. You guys know about like the whole situation with like Christian categorizing the players and stuff like that. Did you see about that? And she got really
Yeah.
offended and she responded to him
Yeah.
and said like I don't like what I've been seeing from Angelina, bro. Like I feel like I haven't been seeing like she's like she has gone from, and again, we're only 2 episodes in and there's a lot more to go. But she went from being one of the people that I feel like a lot of us were the most like some of us were like most excited to see her. I personally
Mhm.
like was she was one of my people I was like really excited to see again. And we haven't seen anything, dude. In 4 hours of Survivor, we have not seen anything except for again, yeah, like her being called a statue. And I don't think that the way that her and Rizzo approached the whole camp tribe thing or like tribes or supply thing was bad because I do think more work is, I think busy work on Survivor is the worst thing ever. Like, we're building a shelter that's going to literally get like, it will do as good as this literal piece of paper if it starts raining on us. Like, shelters are useless and it's just a way to pass the time. But you have to appeal to the people that want to pass time that way. Colby and Q are not people that are going to want to sit around all day and pitter patter and just not, just talk about how much they love Survivor. It's just not going to happen. That's not how their minds operate. Um, you have to cater to the different personalities, different people that are on the show. And I don't know that Angeline is doing that right now. I don't know that she's doing that right now. I feel like so far, from what we have seen or haven't seen, she's letting her past gameplay dictate her status as being able to like, I don't know. I just don't know that she's like reaching out or olive branching as much as she possibly can be.
Mhm.
It hurts to see. I'm just like, girl, like
Getting
girl.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I mean, I hope
Mhm.
we start to see more from her. And I know we were talking earlier about like, we're seeing a lot of quiet players that aren't typically quiet, and Angeline is one of them. So maybe
Mhm.
she'll start to emerge in some of these episodes coming up. I'm hoping that she does because I
You
am
can't write anybody off yet. You can't write anybody off, and
right.
that's the
No.
last thing I'll do. I think that I do think that there are players that are off to worse starts than I would have liked to have seen from them. Chrissy's another one of those players where it's like, okay, got it. Like, Joe, you had the benefit of the doubt where it's like you're the last season that people got to watch before coming out here.
Mhm.
Dude, dude,
Yeah.
cool off. Lay on the brakes a little bit. You should be one of the people that is you should be probably the most like open to change out of all of these players. Like they just watched you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like we saw how much like his season really affected him with people like lying to him and like duping him where you would think he would have came into the season with a very different mindset and different way to play versus going in with the same thing and then kind of like just hoping people don't team up and align behind his back again, and that he's,
Mhm.
worried about that. But with the Angelina thing, I agree. I thought it was very interesting that Q like really kind of focused on her and said like she's lazy, she's a statue, where like they mentioned Rizzo, but like I feel like they made a point to say that Q made a point to say like Angelina's lazy, is a statue, and not doing much. So I don't know.
And we know how Q feels about lazy people. Shout out to Jelinski, my
Yeah.
boy. He's one of my homies, but
I
we know
love
how he feels about
Yeah.
that. We know it does not keep you around in the game longer with him. And
Mm-mm.
like real quick too, guys. Like I'm drawn. I didn't even want to go this way. I didn't want to say this really, honestly, because it feels like why do I need to say something about this person when it seems like they're doing fine, right? Like it seems like they're doing all right, but I got to be honest, I'm a little bit nervous for somebody that I feel like I'm not hearing a lot about. And that, honestly, guys, that person is Genevieve again. I'm nervous for Genevieve, bro. Yo, I'm nervous for Genevieve, yo. Like, I'm low key nervous for her. I don't think that her best move was saying things about I wouldn't go so far as to say she's like being like playing poopy or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, right, that's how I brought this whole thing up. But I guess I don't have like a lot of I'm kind of just nervous about her because I don't. If I were her, I wouldn't let this Aubrey relationship go to crap. I just wouldn't like, and I feel like that's what I see that she's doing a little bit right now. And talking about like how much she's going off on her own and like how she's getting weird energy. Girl, if you're getting that weird energy, I'm talking to her. I'm letting her know, hey, and I know Aubrey kind of refuted that a little bit when she tried to do it. Um, but I'm not. I want to see more, bro. What more? What do I want to see?
I
I
mean,
don't know, but what I'm seeing is scaring me. I don't know, guys. I don't know why I get a bad vibe about it.
Genevieve did clock, maybe I guess it was too soon in the day or whatever, but she did clock that Aubrey might have the other boomerang idol.
Yup.
I
What
guess it was at the wrong
which was
time. I mean, the
which
timing of all of that was
what
weird.
seriously,
It was crazy.
I'm curious if she said that before and then we were shown that after. I'm
It
curious
felt
about
like
that
out of
because I was
order or
like,
something.
That's what a
maybe
lot of
she
people
had it
are
on her
saying on
person.
social media. Yeah,
Yeah.
people are wondering the same thing. I didn't
I
honestly, I didn't think about it like that when I was watching, but I always have to be reminded that editors can do whatever they want with the episode. So
Yeah.
I think I do believe that it might be out of order.
I know, and
Yeah, it
and
did feel
like
like that.
that's the disclaimer, I guess. That's like in lieu of everything that we're saying, right? Where I'm like obviously it's hard after 2 weeks to deem who's playing a good social game and who's not. It's hard to do that
Yeah.
because somebody because again, I wouldn't have said last week that Savannah was in a bad spot at all. I wouldn't have said that she was in a
Yeah.
bad spot, like even in the slightest. I wouldn't have said that Joe was in a bad spot. And after this week, Savannah's not in the game anymore, and Joe looks like he's in one of the worst spots of the show. But going back to what I said earlier, it's like, dude, it really does just come down to the simple fascination that if you lose the challenge, the immunity challenge, and your tribe is the one to go, everything gets turned inwards. Like
Mhm.
like going back to the green tribe, I wish that names mattered more. I don't know the names of the tribes, sorry, but going back to the green tribe, but see then everything I'm saying now it doesn't matter because they're gonna get tribe swapped. Do we know this? Do we know the swaps? I mean, maybe we could discuss that. I
Um,
don't know. Do we know like what
yeah,
the
there
things are?
yes. Let me find it.
They
But
got
yeah, let's
leaked.
pull it up. We saw some stuff in the previews, but I can't remember who was talking to who.
Because I think I
Okay,
think I think in
let's
order
see.
to accurately like feel like I could say who's in a good spot going forward or not, like I need to know who they're actually going to end up being with. Because
Yeah.
I have my
Okay,
laptop right
I
here, so I can
have
pull it up.
I could read it off. So the new purple tribe is Angelina, Stephanie, Q, Mike, Ozzy, Christian, and Emily.
We haven't even talked about Stephanie or Emily too. It's like
Yeah,
there's just like I don't know.
there's so many
Okay,
people.
yeah,
There's
go ahead.
Then the orange tribe is D, Camilla, Jonathan, Charlie, Rizzo, Suri, and Rick. And then the blue tribe is Aubrey, Colby, Genevieve, Coach, Chrissy, Tiffany, and Joe.
Okay, okay. So as I'm looking at this, I don't know what Sela is. I don't know who the whatever. But it's you said Charlie, Suri, D, Jonathan,
Mhm.
Camilla, Rick, and Rizzo.
Yep.
Guys, out of that tribe, I could see D going first. Like genuinely. I
I
could
Yeah.
genuinely see D going over a Jonathan or a Rizzo.
Over Camilla, too, you think?
Very interesting. I love that you just I don't know. Tori, what do you think?
I think wait, so is Suri on that tribe?
Suri
Yeah.
is. So we've got Suri and Rick. We've got Suri and Devins, like probably running the whole thing.
See, I kind of disagree maybe. I know that Suri and Devins are coming from the same original tribe, but I think that people are going to be looking at them. Like, I think it's going to be flip flopped. I think that the rest of the
Okay.
tribe is going to work together, and it's going to be Suri or Devins in trouble.
Okay. Well, I think as far as what we've seen, from what we've seen thus far, um, in and I actually love that this kind of helps. I feel like this helps my case a little bit, actually. I do love that I'm looking at this and I feel like my case has helped. As I look at the tribe with Aubrey, Chrissy, Coach, Colby, Genevieve, Joe, and Tiffany. That is where I think Genevieve could actually find herself in a little bit of trouble because I don't find Colby to be a tight ally of hers.
Mm.
And I think that's where Aubrey starts to plant her seeds with people like Coach, like Chrissy. I think Tiff is a very smart player, and Tiff will go whatever way what is better for her. And then as far as Joe goes, it seems like it's whoever gets a promise out of Joe first is whoever he's gonna vote with.
Well, on
But
that was interesting. I was just looking at it myself,
Mhm.
and what's interesting too on that tribe though is that you've got 3 dudes who kind of play similarly, like
right.
kind of like
Mhm.
want to play with honor, want to play a straight up game. So I do wonder if them 3 are going to work together, and I wonder if like Coach is going to pull in Chrissy,
Yeah.
and then the other 3 are going to be on the outskirts. I don't know though. Like Coach might rather pull in like Aubrey. I don't know. Or like they weren't on the same original tribe, but I think like Aubrey is known to be like strategic, she's smart, like she's someone that people feel like they can work with. So I feel like maybe Aubrey will find herself in the middle. Who knows?
She
Eric, can
might
you see Coach working with like Genevieve?
No, I don't think they will.
No, no.
Yeah,
I think Coach would more work with Joe and Colby over
Easily.
definitely.
yeah.
And in turn, and I mean, if it's a tribe of 7, at that point, you need one more person.
Yeah.
Like you need, and so
Yeah.
sorry, I really, I'm, I'm gonna watch more of these, and I'm gonna see if like if I took this in crazy directions, and you guys had a much more ordered thing that we needed to go in. So I really apologize,
No.
but I want to know like what do you guys feel? How do you guys feel like about like Mike? Like how's Mike White doing? I just feel like there's a lot of like blankness so far from not from Mike specifically, but just like a lot of players.
I
Because as I'm
what
looking
can
at this
Mike
list, I
really
forgot.
do? You know? Like, what can he really be doing besides just being him, you know? I feel like he has too big of a reputation to do anything too crazy right now. But the fact that he's gonna be with Angelina and Christian on the swap tribe, I think could potentially be interesting
Could be.
Oh, so good.
for
And
everyone.
this is where this tribe right here, and you throw in Q, and you've got like Ozzy and Steph LaGrossa in there too, which is like I don't really know.
I think
I don't.
Ozzy's gonna use that idol if they lose.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Like
he will.
you I don't know that Mike, Christian, and Angelina will work together. Like I don't know that they will. Um I think Christian and Emily are more will be closer aligned than Angelina and him will be. Um and I wanted to talk about Emily a little bit too. I think Emily is in a fantastic spot. And I didn't
Mhm.
know. I don't know. I don't know what you guys thought was going to happen. I was. I swore that Emily and Savannah were going to be left out of the vote from everybody else. I swore. Like I swore Emily was going to vote with Savannah and be left out of the vote. That's what I thought was going to happen.
Oh, why did you think that? I feel like she's very, like, in with everyone on that
Yeah,
tribe.
me too.
I thought that's what was going to happen because she was so adamant on wanting Ozzy out, and we were shown the conversation that she was having with Savannah a little earlier on in the day when they were
Mhm.
talking about everything that was going on. And then maybe I was being ignorant, and I was like, because I was eating at the time and I spilled on my shirt, so I did walk away for a second.
You were distracted.
But maybe I was being ignorant, but I didn't see her being filled in by anybody else about like what else was going on. And the reason, go ahead.
No, I
Did
was gonna say
she?
that's
Was she?
fair. I feel like they probably just didn't show it because I think everyone just knows that they're, like, she's in an alliance
Right.
with them.
Which is why I loved what was why I love like when I saw after the fact that she didn't like I think she's in a great spot because Emily is somebody where it's like if Emily's aligned with a Christian and Devins and uh out of those four, by the way, out of the original tribe that they were in, where it's like Joe, Devins, Emily, Christian, and Sari, I think somebody like Joe could grab some allies along the way. And if you turn and look at that as Joe, who are you trusting the most out of those four? I would say it's a Sari or it's a Emily. It's definitely not Devins or Christian, based on what they've told you. So I think Emily's in a great spot here going forward.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you're right about Emily. I think I would trust Emily the most out of all of them. Yeah, I do think when it comes to this tribe swap too, like going back to Joe really quick, it really couldn't have worked out better for Joe, I feel like.
Really?
Like,
Yeah.
Joe really lucked out with this tribe swap because these are people that are going to want to work with him.
It's almost too perfect.
I do want to mention that it will be interesting. Somebody like reminded us that Genevieve is working with Colby, and I said that I didn't think that coach would be interested in working with Genevieve. So that might be an interesting thing. Like I would imagine that Colby and coach will want to come together, but will Colby try to bring Genevieve with, and will coach be into that idea? I don't know. That's a good reminder.
Yeah, for sure. Man, I'm torn because I just don't. Oh my gosh, dude, it sounds like I'm hating. Like I know it does. Like bro, I genuinely this is a hard season for me to like analyze and like get deep in like as much as I want to, because I genuinely don't think that maybe. No, I love all these players. I really do. Like the one that I had to think about if I love them or not was kind of Aussie. But I think I do love all these players. But guys, Genevieve, I don't think she's in a good spot on this tribe. I low-key don't, dude.
If Genevieve goes next, you manifested this. This is your fault.
Yeah, this is bad.
Like, put some money on this or something.
I want you, but not if we're talking about social, right? If we're talking about the social gaming, like what they've done so far, Genevieve has done nothing wrong at all. At all.
No.
Like she has done so well. But that is why I think this, like, kind of going back to my earlier point of like the social gets thrown out the window a little bit. I think that relationships take precedent here. And I think that the players, I'm going to be honest, I don't think that some of these legendary type players like Coach, like I think Sari watches, like Coach, like honestly Mike White. I don't think that Colby, I don't think they watch the show as much as they used to. I don't. And I don't think that they've seen things like what Genevieve did on her season. It's 47, right? It's 47, right?
Yep.
Numbers mixed together sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't think they've seen that. And I actually don't think that works as well as it would, as you would think, because it's mystery. It's mysterious. And earlier on in this game, the mystery is not fun. Like it's not, you want to kind of know what you're getting out of players. And that's why I think they voted Savannah out over Joe.
Yeah. And I mean, there's also no reason for them to have like mystery around players when there are so many other players there that they already know that they could just work with instead. They could just get rid of the new people that they don't know.
Right.
Make it easier. Maybe easier. I don't know if that's.
I bet they did the homework though. Like I bet going out there, like I don't know, like maybe they didn't know a whole lot about who was going out for sure, or about like what their game was all about. But I do hear things about like preseason alliances, and I do wonder if some stuff was like shared or leaked, or if they like really quickly watched a couple like New Era seasons or episodes or something just to like get a sense of like what the New Era is all about. I bet you they did a little bit of their homework. And I know that they're all probably talking out there and being like, yo, like, you remember what Genevieve did in her season, right? Like, watch out.
For sure.
Yeah.
And the way
Operation
that
Italy
you
definitely came up at some point.
Oh, it had to. It had to. The way that you are as a person in the game, in the context of the game, matters way more than what people think about what you did beforehand or whatever. Because like at its core, I can see Sari on the beach and be like, I'm getting Sari out first. But then I spend 3 nights in Fiji on an island with Suri, and my perception's completely changed because now I'm talking to the person. Now I'm talking to the human. And I just think that that is being done really well right now by I'm so contradictory. Like I think Genevieve's doing a good job of that. But I think that it's going I just think that this is such a smart group of players and they're going to pick up on that. I do think that, and I don't, I don't need to keep. I don't need. This isn't a Genevieve is over party. I don't know why I keep going on to that. I just feel that way.
I kind of love
But
it though. Like I love it, but
You're so committed to it.
I also love all these takes.
listen. I just like we could sit here and we could talk about we could talk about poop and we could talk about like sour and whatever but like at the end of the day I feel like I don't want to miss what is being displayed in front of us right now, which is
Mhm.
like genuine, like everybody's playing hard. And I love that. I really love that because that's why it's been so, like moments like when Savannah said that it was a bigger blow up than we had seen. And people were complaining about like, oh, like what were we not shown? Y'all could speak on this too. I love that scene. I thought it was great. I don't think I need. I mean, obviously, like if there was more drama, it would have been cool to see. But like, dude, that was pretty uncomfortable for me to watch. I was a little bit uncomfortable watching that.
But
Yeah.
Between
I love being
Devins and
uncomfortable
Joe.
once in a while. Like that's what you want out of a show, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
want some cringy
Show us
moments.
more.
As tough as it is to watch, we need them. We need the cringe.
Like, dude, when he was like,
We do.
bro, when Joe's when he's like, which you don't want to work with me, which I'm glad I know that now. By the way, he's like, dude, no, that's not, dude. Like, it's great. Like that is, you don't typically see that in Survivor these days because when it's your first time playing, you're guarded. When it's your first time playing, you're like, I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to do the wrong thing. I just want to make it past this vote. And what I feel like we're seeing a lot more of in 50 is players coming around and being like, F that. Like I played this game 3 times already. Or I didn't think I would get a chance to do this. Like Devins mentioned how he was an alternate. They told him he was an alternate for the season before they extended it to 24 players.
Hmm.
I almost didn't make it on the show. Dude, the last thing I'm gonna do is I guess I should say the last thing I'm gonna do is, say a good lie because he didn't say a good lie first. But the last thing I'm gonna do is be guarded and close to the vest.
Yeah, and so another moment like in this episode that Rick, comes up with is hiding a like fake idol, fake clue at Tribal. And I thought that was kind of smart, like a good idea. It's different. What did you guys think about this? Do you think it's gonna work? Do you think it was a good idea at all?
I gotta hear Tori.
I have mixed feelings. So I will be interested to hear yours too, Sammy. I think ultimately I did like this move. Like I thought it was like you said, Cara. It was interesting. It was something new. We haven't seen somebody hide something like this at Tribal Council. My question is like, is he planning on like finding it himself or like in front of people, or is he hoping that somebody else will find it? In which case, like, do we think that these are savvy enough players that they'll like suss it out right away and be like, this is an old wrapping. Like, I know that they wouldn't hide it here. I don't know.
It sounded like if him or Christian are in trouble at Tribal, they're gonna like pull it out and like find it and then
That's how
try
I
and
read
change
it.
the vote. Yeah.
That's what I was leaning towards.
Yeah. This is where I'll give. I don't really like when, in case you guys haven't been able to tell, I don't like when people like that played. I know that's like good perspective, right? But I don't like when people that played come on and like only talk about like them playing in the past. Because like, dude, I'm a fan now. Like, I don't know what happened out there. Like, don't talk about. I don't care about what happened in Survivor 24 because it doesn't. This is Survivor 50. Like, it's completely different. The one perspective I will offer of like, oh, like having played is like when you get to Tribal, you are complete. Everything is out of peripheral. Like nothing is really and this is as somebody that I felt very confident most of the tribals that I went into. Everything is off the table. You're not conscious of what's going on around you. You're not thinking about like, I mean, you're hardly even looking at the people next to you, honestly. Like you're kind of just like looking because first of all, those benches kind of hurt a little bit and it's like not very comfortable. But second of all, you're thinking about, okay, is this gonna like, am I is this gonna go through? Is this gonna work? Is it or not? Is it gonna work? Is it gonna not? And I love this move because of that. This is why I love this move. Nobody is really considering what's going on around. Nobody's thinking about what's happening. And this is season 50. If they're going to hide the idol at tribal council, this is the season they would do it. I saw
Yeah.
a tweet though that was very interesting. When Adam, I wish I could credit the tweet, but I don't know who said it. When Adam said when Adam tried to do this in season 40,
Mhm.
I don't remember if it was in the show that Jeff said this or if it was after the fact, but they explicitly said, we will never hide an idol at tribal council. That's not part of, we will not hide advantages at tribal council because we don't want people tearing up the set at tribal. He said that at some point. I don't know if it was on the show, after the show. So it'll be interesting if people pick up on that whenever this comes into play. If people remember that was a thing where it's like they wouldn't hide an idol here, they've already said that. Or like, would that even matter? Like, would they be like, oh, like they said that in the past, but this is different. I love the move because it's harmless. Like, it's a harmless move. Like, it's not like they didn't risk anything to make the move, you know?
Yeah. And either way, it's going to be an entertaining moment to see because it's definitely going to eventually play out, I'm sure. I don't think they would show us. Well, maybe they would, but like, I feel like it's definitely going to play out eventually.
Yeah.
I feel like they had to show it because Christian fell. So
that was funny too. Oh my God, Christian stole the show. I love it.
So, bro, has it got like, I remember, I remember when I went to New York for the first time and I was like, wow, this is awesome. New York is so awesome. Like, I just loved it. Like, I did not expect to love it as much as I did because all I heard about was how great it was. And Christian Kubicki is so great. Like, we knew he was great going into the show. And he's my New York right now. Because, like, I knew he was great going into the show. And somehow he's still doing so great. Like, it's been so fun to watch him, like, and guys, like I think this is a big part of like the social game of Survivor too, is like authenticity. Like him being so authentic has been so refreshing because I feel like in the new era, especially, a lot of times we don't really get authenticity from people. And it seems like they're trying to like relate to certain people that they may or may not like actually relate with. And it's been so fun. Like, it's been so fun to watch these players be like so, they're themselves.
Yeah, he's just so himself. Like he's better than I even remembered. Like, I haven't watched a season in a while, but like, and I knew he was like loved him the first time, but he's even better now, which makes it so much better.
Yeah, I like just watched David versus Goliath again right before this season. And so Christian was like fresh in my mind. And that was part of why I drafted him first. And I'm so glad I did. Like, one of the best decisions I think I've ever made. Drafting.
Yeah.
Costco membership, number 1. Christian, number 2. Getting married, number 3.
Christian Kubicki. No, 100%. But no, I love him so much. And like watching David, I highly recommend to anybody that's watching and to the two of you as well, rewatch David versus Goliath. It is so worth your time. It's so good.
It's
it
been,
yeah, season. It was really good.
It's been so like I just am, I'm very excited to see the direction that it goes. Like to see where people start to. I'm excited to see Genevieve win, and none of this mattered at all. None of what I said mattered. But it's like genuinely, man. Like I think that what we are seeing right now is all of the players looking at this honor of being cast onto this season in the face and being like, yo, look, this right here could be it for me. Like, this is it. let's roll, like let's rock, let's roll, let's make it happen. Also, had no idea Suri never had an advantage before. There's no really? Is that
Yeah.
real? Can we fact check that? Is that real?
I guess it is. I also didn't know or remember that. I think we all just like think of her as just being so iconic and so good at the game that she must have had an advantage, but
Yeah.
she did
Like,
not.
is that
She's that
actually
good
real?
without any.
Are we serious right now? Like that actually happened? Like I was like, yo, what? Like, do you just was she like is she like a loan shark? Like she just managed idols? Like she never really had one. That's crazy to me. I never
See,
knew
that's the
that.
power in just knowing where they are.
It is.
Doesn't need to
That's
have
what you
them.
said earlier.
Yeah,
That is very true.
exactly. Okay,
Yeah, man.
let's get into social hour. So we'll have a few questions we'll get into, and then we'll keep talking. So if you have any questions, send them in the chat. We'll get to them, and we're gonna play the little thing. Okay, so the first question was sent in the chat. Jay asks, "Does Joe remind you a little bit of Gabler? Wasn't Gabler also a little bit about loyalty and integrity?"
No, he does not remind me of him. I love the reach in the question. The difference between the two is this. Gabler Gabler was about loyalty, right? And until it got to a point where it's like, is loyalty just me not telling him what's gonna okay, yeah, I think that's loyalty. Like I remember early on him being about like I think Gabler was more willing to lie in the game than Joe is willing to. And the reason I think Joe is so different and that I reacted like that is because I think with Joe, it seems like he genuinely like will not budge. Like he will not accept if you say he's being disloyal or dishonest. He is not leaving this game being called that. We saw that with Shaheen. Like,
Mhm.
nah, bro. Like, nah, I don't like that, bro. Like, just like rage, like a fiery rage. Whereas Gabler was not the same way. I could see it. The one comparison I could see here is is the stubbornness. Like Gabler is a very stubborn person. Joe seems to be a very stubborn person. That doesn't mean necessarily need to be a bad thing. They are both very accomplished in their lives and in their careers. It seems like they're both very. This is what my coffee needs to be 85 degrees. And if it's not
Yeah.
85 degrees, I need you to make it 85 degrees. That's how it seems.
They're like stuck in their ways.
They're stuck in their ways, and it's because it's worked for them before. Gabler won the show,
Mhm.
and Joe got what, second or third? He got
Yeah.
third, I think. But
Third, yep. Okay, so Sammy, who is your favorite new era winner besides Gabler?
oh my gosh, this is a great question. This is a great question. We have a lot of good ones. My favorite is Kyle though. Like
Yeah.
Kyle is my favorite by far. Not even close, honestly, because the dude was just so like what I like to see in a winner a lot of times is like they face some adversity and they prove that they push past that. Um, that's not always in and like for winners, that's not always possible. Sometimes you're just so good at the game you don't face adversity a ton of the time. But Kyle literally would have gotten voted off had it not been for him and Camilla's prowess. Like he would have been an early vote off too.
Mhm.
Um, when they were on the tribe with Joe and Thomas. Um, but I I love Kyle because I think Kyle encapsulates what you need to do to win in the game and to be great at the game. And
Yeah.
I don't know why, he just is such like a comfortable presence to watch.
Yeah.
He seems so cool.
100%.
Like you just wanna be homies with Kyle, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, I have a question, um, related to Beast Games because you were just on Beast Games, and I wanna
Shout
know
out to Beast Games, man.
what how how different is playing Beast Games versus Survivor? And on Beast Games, I feel like the honor and integrity and honesty and all that stuff is, like, very important to the players there. So,
Yeah.
how is that I don't know, how is it, like, different from Survivor, I guess?
Yeah, I wish I could speak towards getting to the deeper parts of the game of Beast games, just like Survivor. But unfortunately, I was out very early.
I didn't
But
watch, but
I was like the first challenge. I mean, you
Oh, you
could
were out the
watch,
first challenge?
you could watch, and if you blinked, you would miss that I was in it.
dang,
But
I'm
I
sorry.
will say this.
I feel like they
Oh no, it's
showed
okay.
you,
No,
right?
yeah, they did.
They
I
did,
was in
right?
the very, I was
Okay.
in
I
the
was like,
very
I
beginning.
remember seeing you.
Yeah, I was in the very beginning. But I would say like just speaking to other people that got
You
to
know the
like
yeah.
one of the guys that won the island on the show. He won an island on the
Mhm.
show. He's one of my good friends from the show. When speaking with him, I kind of noticed and realized like it actually might go a little bit longer of ways in Beast games because the stakes, money wise, are a little bit higher, and there's a lot more opportunity to shell out. There's a lot more opportunity to kind of sell, like throw other people under the bus, um, and to take opportunities to backstab those that because the money is literally right in front of your face. It's like, do you want this money or not? If you have to get like, whereas with Survivor, it's a little bit more intangible in terms of like the path of getting there. But what I will say about Survivor is that like there's no other game like it because of the circumstances that you're facing. I feel like we've lost the element part of Survivor a lot, like the elements, like how hard they are. It sucks, dude. You can love the show and it sucks and it kicks your booty, bro. Like it sucks. And it really does matter the people that you choose to experience that with. And you have to understand with Survivor specifically, this is where it becomes interesting is like, first of all, it's way harder to get on Survivor than, a Beast Games, right? But second of all, it's like, okay, you sold me out for 100 grand. Okay. Like that's tough. That sucks. For Survivor, it's like, dude, you knew me. Like you knew my dreams. Like you knew my dream of getting on the show. You knew, like I sat there in the rain with you. I sat there with you. And I like when we were talking about food, I didn't really want to talk about food, but I know it was hard on you. And you voted me off. You lied to my face. I don't know. In Survivor, it's a lot more interpersonal, I think.
Mm, makes sense. Was the camp life and, like, participating, not participating a big part of your season when you were there? Or not really? Did they not care?
What do you mean? Like when you say like participating, not participating, you mean like
Yeah, like, in this
challenges?
episode in this episode, we saw, like,
Oh,
like,
I know what you're
Colby
saying.
and
Yeah.
Q talk about, like, Rizzo not helping. Like, was that
Yes.
a big deal?
So
Yeah.
so I think it's a big deal in every season. And that's
Oh,
what's
they're just not
awesome.
really
That's that
showing it.
no, this is the thing. Like this is where people start to lose or I can't I don't want to say you'll win the game by being good around camping and whatnot, but you can lose it for sure.
Mhm.
Um, this is where the people start to like pick and choose who they want to who they want to get to know more. And at that point, that's where it starts to become okay, do I like this person? Can I work with this person or not? But Ellie and Gabler specifically on my season, that's where they started beefing the heaviest. And
Mm,
that's where I started to take control of like, okay, I see that they're beefing. I don't care if we have a fire or not. I don't care how the fire gets made. I could give a shit how the fire gets made. Like it doesn't matter to me. They care because they like Gabler cares and Ellie, it bothers Ellie because of how he's talking to her and how
mhm,
he's coming across. Bro, I eat that up. I love that. And so do all other great players. It's like not that I was a great player, but like the people that are really you start like licking your chops at like they're arguing. I love this. This is awesome. Um and I think that with in the case of like a Rizzo and like a in this situation, it's not always the people that are not doing anything around camp that are in the wrong.
mhm,
Rizzo might be like, "Yo, Colby, bro," in the back of his mind. I love Colby, dude. One of my favorites ever. But bro, he's obnoxious. Like this isn't 2002, bro. Like this is 2026. Like we don't need to do things all the same way. So I would say it's a big part in every season. But yeah, it was a big part of my season as far as like how I navigated the early stages of the game.
mhm.
It starts to matter less and less as time is going on.
That makes sense. We have 2 more questions. I feel like we kinda, like, touched on them a little bit, so let's, like, rapid fire answer them.
Okay.
The first one, who do you want to see interact or swap together in the next episode?
I
Well, we
want to
know
hear
who's
y'all
swapping
thoughts on
together.
this. I want to hear y'all thoughts on
I
this.
I wanna see Rizzo and Suri interact, or Rizzo and Devins. I actually wanna see that whole tribe, I think, interact.
I love this. That my favorite right there for sure.
Yeah, let me pull it back up really quick because I need to remind myself what the tribes even are. So Sam, if you want to say yours, go for it.
I'm all over. I'm in the same boat as Cara. Like sorry, I hope I say that right. By the way, I'm in the same boat. I love this tribe so much. Like, and and then you've got on top of all of that, right? Like on top of seeing Rizzo and Sari, then you throw in like Camilla's in there and
Mhm.
D is in there. Camilla and D, like that's a dynamic duo. I think maybe it could be at least. And
Yeah.
then Jonathan swears he's trying to play it differently this time. I could see Rick being drawn to Jonathan. I could see that easily.
Mm.
Like I could see I think seeing just two one specific pair I'm curious to see is Q and Mike White.
Yeah.
That will be interesting.
That is
Because Mike
I'm
White has worked with a lot of people in his career that are like Q, where they're larger than life personalities. I'm curious to see if that works.
You
Q
know,
for White Lotus.
yeah, I feel like I am interested to see who ends up on White Lotus, but that's I feel like a conversation for another time. I do feel like I'm excited to see the power babes on Sela, just like in general. So like you got D, you got Sari, D and Camilla have been kind of teamed up. I'm just like kind of excited to see how all of them interact, and I could see them all working together. One thing I'm sad that we are not seeing is like a coach and a Q. Like I really
Oh man.
Yeah.
I need to see that. So I'm kind of bummed at how Coach's Tribe worked out because it's kind of like underwhelming in terms of like what kind of cinema we're gonna get, just to use like the kids term.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've been saying that a lot.
Yeah.
It's funny how these archaic words come back into play. One other one that I want to mention that got brought up on the show last night was crash out. Aubrey Bracco saying crash out. And I'm like, Aubrey, girl, I love that you just used it, but bro, we have globalized this word. Like,
Yeah.
like what do we used to say about getting angry? What do we used to even call that? I don't even know anymore. Because when I was thinking of crash out, meltdown, that
Yeah.
word is long gone.
Meltdown, yeah, you're right. That was it.
Long
This is
gone.
that.
Long gone.
This is not what the question was, but just looking at these tribes again, I actually don't really know how Charlie's gonna fit in on that tribe, and that kind of worries me.
Let's
I'm
see.
worried about Charlie in general. Like we were talking about players that were playing quietly. Like we were saying, like we don't really know where Genevieve's gonna fit once the tribe swap, and we don't know where Angelina fits. I don't know where Charlie's fitting this season. You're right.
Yeah. Like
I could actually see Charlie and D getting along really well though too. I could see that being a thing.
yeah.
If we want to get onto like the most the most if we're reaching really like 15-foot reaching, we got three on fire hosts right here, guys.
Oh yeah.
We've got Devins, we've got D, we've got Charlie.
Oh, that's true. Oh,
Does
you're
that
so
mean
right.
anything? Probably not. But
The On Fire Alliance.
You never know.
It's-
People make alliances off of smaller things.
They
So
really
don't.
do. They really do.
And like just to keep the trend going, the girl that I brought up the most throughout this whole thing, as we probably near an end to this, I gotta give it again. Genevieve, girl, I'm excited to see Genevieve and Coach's dynamic.
Yeah,
I am.
yeah.
that should be fun.
I'm very excited
That'll
to see
be
that
interesting.
because Coach is a smart guy, and Tiff's on that tribe too. Tiff and Aubrey, because Tiff's with Chrissy right now, right?
Tips with D. Wait, you mean like on the tribe or on
they're on the tribe like
She's
right
with
now, like
Oh, right.
in
D
the
and
OG.
Camilla.
Yeah, tips with Chrissy, Aubrey, and Genevieve.
Oh yeah, they're all on the
are the women on that one.
Yeah.
No.
So
On the swap tribe or on the original?
On the spot.
like on the swap.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
I could see like, nah, I can't really see that. I don't even know why I brought that up. I don't see them working together. Not really.
Okay, one quick final question before we do social butterfly. Do you think Christian chose the right person to give the boomerang idol to?
I'll say yes. I say yes. That's my quick answer.
I'm gonna say yes too because I think they would actually probably be really good allies if they get to meet up.
So out of everybody that he could have given it to, 100%. I mean, I don't know who
Yeah.
else. I don't know who else he would have given
Mike?
it to that would have been. Yeah, but I don't really think that. I don't think that Mike has a choice but to work with Christian. Honestly, like, I don't think that.
True.
I think that Christian has way more at his disposal than Mike does, and I think Christian knows that.
Mm,
Um, and so to give that to Aubrey and to know the caliber of player that Aubrey can be, I definitely think I think it was the right choice.
yeah. Okay, let's get into social butterfly. Okay, so the social butterfly award goes to the player that we think did the best socially just in this episode. So this episode, forget episode 1, just in this one. Um I don't know, I'm kind of torn between two people right now. Do either of you have someone that comes to mind?
I have mine, but I want Tori to go first.
Oh no, please, you're our guest. Guests.
Okay, I'll go first. My social butterfly for this episode is Rizzo Volovs, however you say his last name.
Wow.
Oh,
It's
Okay,
Rizzo.
okay.
that's the second
Our
we
guests love Rizzo.
yeah,
It's Rizzo.
love Rizzo.
It's Rizzo.
Okay.
Because I I didn't see a lot from him in episode 1 that made me feel like he was doing much to build up a spot. I think I think that as far as him Q calling him out or whatever, I think anybody could get on Q's nerves, like genuinely anybody, except for Kyle, which is why I think he's such a great winner. It seemed like he really loved Kyle. Um, and Rizzo seems like he started to branch off and create more relationships with with people. I mean, he even had like a whole little segment about it, about how he's getting closer with people that he didn't know if he could bridge the gap between because he was being so all over the place at first. I saw the Colby and Rizzo thing as more endearing than annoying. I saw it more of like a uncle and a nephew situation than like a this kid is being obnoxious. He doesn't know what's going on. And I felt a little bit of the same vibe as Q. Kara, you mentioned earlier. I feel like he went in more on Angelina than he did Rizzo, and Rizzo was the one that we got
Mhm.
shown seeing doing nothing. So I I got to give it to Rizzo here, just by way of seeing the most that he did.
Yeah, and you know what? He is socially aware of how he comes off to the rest of the people on his tribe. He knows that he came in hot and he had to course correct a little bit to get people to like him. So I think that's a good choice. I think, yeah, I like that one. Tori, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
Well, I'm also torn between two people. I wonder if we have the same two people.
Okay,
Oh, I'm excited to hear
maybe.
this.
Like a slim
Okay.
chance. Okay, so my two people that I was between coming into this episode were Suri and Q.
Oh, okay. I have one of those.
Okay, who was your one that you had?
I was gonna say Suri or
Okay.
maybe Christian, but I was leaning more Suri.
Okay. I thought of Christian too. I feel like Christian's name pops into my head for a lot of things this season just because I love the man so much. But all right, so since you're probably gonna say Suri, are you gonna say Suri? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll save my reasoning on her so that you can explain because we probably have similar reasonings on that.
Mhm.
But my reason for Q, I feel like Q, we didn't see him like as much as we saw maybe like a few other players, but he had some moments in this episode. And one of the first things that we saw was that he realized that losing his one of his main men, Kyle, meant that he needed to pull in somebody else. And like Rizzo was immediately like receptive to it. Now, obviously, Rizzo didn't really have anywhere else to go. Like, what's he gonna say? Like, no thanks. Like,
Right.
he's probably he's not gonna turn that down. But I do think like Q's not like rubbing anybody the wrong way right now. Like that could very well change. That could very well change. But he's building relationships enough with everyone on his alliance so much so that he kind of is like running his tribe in a way.
He even got Aubrey to the Aubrey thing was not a big deal at all. Like it wasn't even it was like she didn't want to come after him at all.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, he's playing a really, really solid game so far. And I think part of it too is that this is no shade against Q, but like, I don't think I expected him to be playing such a solid game so quickly here. So I'm gonna give it to Q.
Love that.
Okay. I like it. Yeah. So, like I said, I'm going with Suri. I think for multiple reasons. First, I know it's just this episode, but I feel like from last episode she really like switched up how like things that went wrong and she corrected in this episode. Like in the challenge, she wasn't touching that beam. She was in the water, maybe trying to catch the rings, possibly just, staying out of the way to not lose the challenge for them. She then also led she basically led that vote onto Savannah. She changed people's minds off of Ozzy. We see that she's in an alliance with Emily and Rick and Christian. And I think she's in a good spot socially now, or just in this episode, that it seems like where people hear what she has to say and they listen, they think it's correct, and they go with it. It's what Suri does.
I love it. I love it.
Better than anybody else. I love both your guys' picks. They made me reminisce on what I could have picked.
I think Rizzo was a good one.
No, it was.
I'm excited. What's funny is I almost said Genevieve, so whatever.
You should have said her. That would have like rounded out your theme.
It would have. Honorable mention.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you, Tori, as always. And thank you, Sami, for being here. It was so much fun getting to hear all your hot takes, your love-hate relationship with Genevieve. Can't wait to see how that plays out. But where can the people find you? Anything coming on?
Yeah, guys. I'm honestly like now way more active than I used to be. But I'm on Instagram, Layadi.Sami, and TikTok, Sami Layadi. But I hate to say I don't post Survivor content so much. I'm trying to post more like I want to be an influencer, but not the food influencer, funny, whatever. I'm trying to be I'm trying to be like I don't know what I'm trying to be. But you should go follow me and follow the journey along, because I think there's a lot of people that are a lot sillier than me that are making a lot more money than me online. So appreciate y'all though. It was actually a way fun. Oh. So much fun.
That was so fun. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. And I'm just going to quickly run down the rest of our schedule for the week. So on Friday at 1 p.m., we have Stock Watch with Will and Josh. Sunday at 5 p.m., we have Got Something For You with Ollie, Matthew, and Phil. And then every Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, myself, Ollie, Matthew, and Bruce, we recap Australian Survivor, and we have exit interviews, so definitely check that out. And remember to like and subscribe to Survivor Now on YouTube, and follow us on Instagram at Survivor Now Podcast. And we will see you next week. And remember to stay social.